The Iranian people have endured enough. We demand control of our own resource, our own destiny. This is not merely about oil. It is about justice, sovereignty,
The world
and the right to
is ending.
self-determination.
Or so it seems to those watching the terrace of Persepolis crumble. Great cedar beams, brought from the forests of Lebanon, crackle and snap. Gold leaf melts off the walls, dripping like honey into the ash. For 2 centuries, this was the heart of the largest empire the world had ever seen. A machine of governance that stretched from the Indus River to the Nile. But tonight, the King of Kings, Darius III, is a fugitive in his own land. His palaces are a bonfire for a Macedonian conqueror. To the Greeks, this is the end of the Persian menace. To the world, it is the death of an era. But Persia has a secret. Empires fall, cities burn. But the idea of Iran? That is something no fire can touch. And the cycle is only beginning. I'm Rising History, and this is a story of survival. Throughout history, most ancient civilizations eventually faded into archaeology. But Iran is different. It is a culture that has been conquered by Greeks, Arabs, Mongols, and Turks. Yet in every case, it was the conqueror who was eventually transformed by the conquered. How did a single plateau produce a culture so resilient that it redefined every empire that tried to claim it? But to understand how we got here, we have to go back. The world before. To understand Iran, you must understand its geography. It is a high-altitude fortress. By 3000 BCE, while the Egyptians were building pyramids, the Elamites were building a sophisticated civilization in the southwest, centered at Susa. But the Iranians we recognize today were migrants. Around 1500 BCE, Indo-European tribes, the Aryans, descended from the Eurasian steppes. Among them were the Medes and the Persians. By 550 BCE, a leader emerged from the small kingdom of Anshan, Cyrus II, later known as Cyrus the Great. He was not a typical ancient warlord. He was a visionary who understood that a stable empire required more than just a sword. It required a soul. Cyrus toppled the Median empire of his grandfather, Astyages, and then turned his sights on the richest prize in the world, Babylon. In 539 BCE, he walked into the city not as a destroyer, but as a liberator. The rise and conflict. The Achaemenid Empire becomes the world's first superpower. Under Darius I, it is a marvel of engineering. They build the Royal Road, a 1,500-mile highway where couriers can travel in 9 days, what takes a normal traveler 3 months. But even superpowers have limits. The wars with Greece, Marathon, Thermopylae. See Salamis drain the treasury. Then comes Alexander. He burns Persepolis in 330 BCE, but he dies young, and his generals fail to hold the plateau. Persia re-emerges, first under the Parthians, who frustrate the Roman Empire for centuries with their deadly horse archers. Then, the Sasanians. This is the golden age of Zoroastrianism and Persian high culture. Then, the greatest shock in Iranian history arrives from the south. The Arab armies of the Rashidun Caliphate, fueled by the new faith of Islam, shatter the Sasanian army. By 651 CE, the last Sasanian king, Yazdegerd III, is murdered in a mill. The empire is gone. But here is the Iranian miracle. While other conquered lands became Arabized, Iran remained Persian. They adopted the religion of their conquerors, but forced the conquerors to use Persian administration, Persian art, and Persian science, collapse and resolution. The 13th century brings the Mongols. Genghis Khan and his successors level cities like Nishapur and Merv. Millions die. It is the closest Iran ever comes to total erasure. Yet even the Mongols eventually become Ilkhans, converts to Islam who patronize Persian literature. The modern identity of Iran is forged in 1501 with the Safavid dynasty. Shah Ismail I makes Shia Islam the state religion. This creates a hard border between Iran and its Sunni neighbors, the Ottomans and Uzbeks. Isfahan becomes half the world. But the 20th century brings a new kind of conqueror: oil and ideology. In 1953, the CIA and MI6 orchestrate a coup to topple the democratically elected Mohammad Mossadegh after he nationalizes Iran's oil. The Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, is returned to power. But he is seen by many as a Western puppet. The tension snaps in 1979. The Iranian Revolution is a tectonic shift. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returns from exile, and 2,500 years of monarchy ends in a matter of weeks. Legacy and reflection. The Islamic Republic, created in 1979, remains one of the most consequential and controversial states on earth. But to see Iran only through the lens of modern geopolitics is to miss the 2,500-year-old forest for the trees. Historians look at Iran and see a cultural sponge. It absorbed the administrative genius of the Achaemenids, the wisdom of the Islamic Golden Age, and the resilience of a people who survived the Mongols. Today, Iran stands as a bridge between the East and West, a nation defined by a deep sense of historical pride and a complex, often painful relationship with the outside world. It is a place where the past isn't just remembered, it is lived. In the end, Persia is not a place on a map, but a state of mind. As the ancient poet Ferdowsi once wrote, "I have labored much in these 30 years, and with this Persian tongue I have given the Persians life. Nations are built of stone, but they are preserved by stories." If you want to understand the world today, you have to understand the ghosts of yesterday. Thanks for watching this journey through time. If you found this history as fascinating as we did, hit the like button and subscribe to join our community of history buffs. Which empire should we dive into next? Let us know in the comments. I'm Rising History.